hands, not yet. Now, welcome to show of hands number. We have no idea what number hangout this is, but tonight we have a very familiar face with the two of us. Miss BamaGirl is back after a cross-country move, and so let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and give us your name, what you want us to call you, and where were you when you heard that Brangelina had broken up?
Well, I'm BamaGirl or Susan, and I was actually at work this morning and got a text message from someone telling me that Brangelina had broken up.
Did you cry or
No, my response was actually that I wasn't really shocked given how the relationship began.
No, that's a true story. And this is her 15th husband, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, if you know what, if you've been through that many marriages, there's one common denominator. It might be you. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
that's true.
So, okay, Guyton, you go.
Yeah, I am Guyton in real life, Firefly 5 on the app. I'm fine with being called pretty much whatever. And I was right here when I found out, as in when you asked the question.
Oh,
Wow.
you are a pop culture, you're just on it.
I have an hour-long commute to and from work, and I used to listen to the radio more and get some news that way, and they would always throw stuff like that in just kind of on the side. But with an hour commute, I don't want to do that, so I listen to audiobooks, which means I don't get the little notes on the side. And then other than that, there really aren't very many occasions for me to get much pop culture news, except for maybe on Show of Hands, but conversations I've had today have not been remotely about this, and I don't follow that many people, so.
Well, I saw a news blurb about it. I forget where it was. I think I was waiting to get in line at the gym or something like that. And then I was listening to Rush today, and he started talking about it. So that, I have a gay sister who is in love with Angelina Jolie, and she actually said that it was her plan for the press not to announce it for another week or so, but she will be going to Angelina very shortly. As the whole Brad thing was just to cover anyway, because actually Angelina is in love with her. So you'll
Brad
be
was her beard.
Yeah. Do what?
I said Brad was her beard, apparently.
Exactly. So you'll be happy to know that it's all just a farce. Family's not breaking up or anything. My sister is actually still with Angelina Jolie. And so
Good to know.
I informed her that I would be making that announcement on Show of Hands. So we'll see how that ended up. But yeah, so when the paparazzi get a hold of that, you'll know. So and you'll have to forgive me if I seem somewhat distracted. I somehow got caught in a thread between Jenna Brooklyn and Cowboy discussing whether or not gay couples can adopt children.
Oh.
And you can imagine how that's going.
I had a conversation with AJ about drowning.
Drowning?
Yeah. In a good way.
Yeah, well, you almost drowned once.
Drowning in a good way.
If you find it, you'll see what I mean. I'm not going to say where.
Gotcha.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, it's for those that don't know, Susan, why don't you update us on your current life situation?
Well, this past weekend, I moved into a new apartment. And I have been in the state of Arizona since May 31st. I in January.
Because if
So
you're going to move to the desert, you want to do it right as the summer starts.
yes, because that was definitely the good plan. Yeah. Right as the record high temperatures started, good plan on my part. But it is what it is. I actually enjoyed the summer. It was totally fine because I'm used to the humidity of North Alabama, so whatever. But I moved
Say
here.
North Alabama, is the humidity? I'm sorry, I don't know anything about this. Is the humidity in North Alabama significantly different from in South Alabama?
Okay,
Seems like all of it would be.
Central Alabama is humid with no breeze. Lower, like the coastal area, you get the breeze off of the water. But then up north, where I was actually in a valley. So you've got the humidity and you're down in a valley, so there's no breeze. So the airflow is, I guess, what affects it there.
Okay. I'm sorry, I was just thinking, like, why would there be less humidity in the south than in the north?
Right.
That borders what the.
It's okay. Hey, it was a perfectly fine question. Anyway, I sold my childhood home at an estate sale in January, and a friend who lived in Pennsylvania at the time said, "Hey, come stay with us for a month." Then after I got there, she convinced me to stay for 4 months. But anyway, so I spent the winter, or most of the winter, in Pennsylvania and the beginning of spring.
You've got this figured out. You go to Pennsylvania when it's cold. You go to Arizona when it's hot.
I know.
Yeah. Note to self: don't take moving advice from BamaGirl.
Yeah, don't take moving advice from me. But anyway, so I have gotten moved into my place. I still have a ton of boxes I have to unpack because I did downsize from a little over 3,000 square foot house to, a small apartment. So a 1-bedroom apartment. So I have lots of stuff to unpack, but it will get done. And I'm excited. And I really do love the weather here. I love the desert landscape. When I was driving from Alabama, I had never been west of Lubbock, Texas, when I was driving here. And when I got to New Mexico and started seeing the mountains, the little brown, rock formation mountains and stuff, I got really excited and definitely felt at home. I don't know. I just feel I have always kind of felt drawn to pictures of these kind of mountains and stuff.
So there you go.
Yep.
Well, last week I had some homework. If any of you watched the show last week.
Oh, you should hold on because you should hold on before the homework part because Julie is on her way back and.
Oh yes, I should. Okay, that's right. So we'll hold on that. I've prepared, so we'll just let it sit.
Cool.
Well, you want to go with the first question?
Yeah. I have to find it because. Okay, yeah, here we go. SC Mama asks, and I assume this is for you more than for the rest of us. How does the new place compare to home? I mean, you kind of got there already, but
Yeah, I was gonna say I actually really like it. I like having my own place because I was in my childhood home. Of course, everything was, or most everything was things that mom or dad or somebody had picked out, and so it was very exciting to get to go buy furniture. I've always wanted a red couch, and I don't know, you can probably see the red couch behind me. So I'm very excited about my red couch. And I like cherry furniture, so the bedroom is cherry or has a cherry stain on it. So, and I like it. I'm happy.
How long has it been since you've lived by yourself?
Well, I was living by myself in my childhood home since Dad died.
That's true.
Before
He
that, before, you know, every,
college
okay.
because I came home from college because Dad was sick. He this was actually joint stuff, not what eventually took him. But so I came home and helped Mom take care of him and worked. And then it was like every time there would be an opportunity to move, somebody would get sick. And so I just kind of perpetually stayed taking care of or helping take care of whichever parent was sick until Mom died in '07. And then Dad died last year in April, a year ago in April. So it's been 2000, I guess, to answer your question, because that was when I was in college. So
Okay.
Cool.
But you like living by yourself?
oh yeah, I'm totally. I don't know. I have heard it described as an ambivert. I can be outgoing, but I also definitely need my me time. I have to have alone time. So
Yeah. I remember when I first lived by myself, and it was amazing. I mean, it was absolutely fantastic.
yeah,
And then after that, I had roommates for a while, but then I lived by myself again after that for a while too.
It's kind of hard to have clothing optional days when you have roommates. It
this
gets somewhat awkward.
It depends on the roommates, but yeah.
That's true.
I lived for a year. I lived for a year in an apartment with a friend and eventually his younger brother, um, both of whom would spend, both of whom I'm pretty convinced in the amount of time we lived there, spent more time passed out than conscious.
oh no.
Uh, well, I don't know if sleep counts as conscious or not. So more of their waking hours were spent passed out than conscious.
Wow.
And I guess it's not really a waking hour if you're passed out. Either way, it was, I had to deal with them for, upwards of 10 hours or so of actual interaction per week.
Wow.
Wow.
So what was their drug of choice at that point? Was it alcohol or something more sinister?
There was a lot of alcohol. There was, I mean, the one played around with a lot of different things, but never at our place,
Mm.
um, because that was more or less a rule that we ended up making. We said, do what you're gonna do, but not here.
Not here. Yeah.
And that worked out. I mean, he had a friend in a neighboring apartment building that would get in speed, a lot of speed,
Mm.
and other than that, just kind of this and that. Never much else that was very consistent, but it was enough to where the friend's sober roommate would end up just dragging him back home. Not a good situation, but they paid a good portion of rent, and that was what they needed to do.
Mm.
And you only had to deal with them 10 hours a week.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was, so the guy, not the younger brother, but the guy that I had first signed a lease with, was, he was going to my school, and like he was another physics major. He ended up not making it through because he chose not to go to one of his finals because he was busy playing an online game.
Well, you got to have your priorities. I mean, school can't take over your whole life.
He told me there was a campaign starting just then, and he wasn't going to get another chance at a campaign like that for at least a week. So, I know. So he well, failed that class, and then I think it was downhill from there.
Wow.
It was ridiculous. But I guess the point of the story was that sometimes you have roommates, but clothing optional days are totally still there.
Ah, so
Uh-huh.
what
Well, I
clothing?
have to say
Oh,
this is probably the most clothes I've had on at this time of night since I've been here. So
well, and you know what? We thank you, and we're honored that you dressed up to be with us tonight. It's very nice.
yeah, I actually just didn't take off my work clothes. So,
Yeah, that's what we need, a clothing optional hangout.
That's the point of the. I mean, I secretly think that's why Aylin never has video on.
because she's just naked. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
sure.
So, you know what?
No, it's
We'll just
the conference call attire, right? The
and
conference call casual where you're dressed from the waist up, but
well, you know what? I declare tonight is pants optional hangout. So
Well, I actually do just have on pajama pants, so
uh,
I took off my work pants and left my shirt on.
so if you're easily embarrassed, I would advise, averting your eyes. So there you go.
Yeah, I can see you from here up. I don't think it's
Yeah.
an issue.
Well, I'm just,
it's
I
actually
want to.
he's actually got a crop top shirt on.
That's right.
There you go.
It only goes about.
To go with the Daisy Dukes.
That's right. Oh, if only I still had the Daisy Dukes. My wife gave them away. Can you believe it?
Ah,
I know.
Oh
And she gave them to her cousin who promptly got pregnant. So, like, she can really fit into them now.
ah.
But,
Did she at least wear them first?
well, I'm sure she did, but I didn't get to see them. So,
Well,
what's
what
the
good is
point of
that?
it? I know.
no. Maybe
Seriously.
that's how she got pregnant.
No, no, no. My wife did. Yeah, it could have been. My wife did put them on, and I did get to see that.
Oh, okay. All right.
That yes, I was talking about the cousin. I didn't get to see the cousin with them.
Okay.
Of course,
Well,
that would have just been weird for me to say, "Hey, yeah, we gave you these pants. I'm going to need to see you put those on." That wouldn't have worked out. So, but especially since her husband's way bigger than I am, but that's neither here nor there. I'm chasing a squirrel, but yeah, she done misbehaved and got in the family way. That's what we call pregnant down here south. So anyway, where were we? That was
I don't know.
This all started because SC Mama wanted to know if I like this new place better than home. And by the way, it does feel like home, just for the record.
good. Good. Making friends and stuff, I assume.
Um, Work friends and other friends, yeah.
Good. Cool.
Domino 3, I'm going to adjust your question just a little bit. Um,
You
so
mean
that,
since it was obviously directed toward me, in the
Yeah,
event
I
he
see. That's what
thinks that
happens.
I don't know that I still don't live in Alabama anymore?
right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to change this just a little bit. I'm sorry. You're welcome to comment if you want to yell at me for it. Um, if you had to live in any state in which you have not lived before, which state would it be and why?
Hmm.
Any state.
That I haven't lived in before.
That's the problem. North Carolina is just the best state in the country. So I don't know why I would ever move out of North Carolina.
It's, I might go move to North Carolina. I might make that my choice. It was great there.
Um,
And being that we hit it kind of in the middle of summer, I feel like it wouldn't be, well, yeah, it's great in this season, but wait until,
yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? Like,
for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, Firefly visited me a few weeks ago, and we had a great time. But yeah, it was towards the end of the summer, and it was hot, it was humid, and you saw us at our worst. So, and it's not that bad. So, if I had to move, I'm just gonna forget about all family issues.
yeah. Family doesn't count.
Yeah.
You know, I've been to Hawaii, and that didn't suck. So, I guess I could say Hawaii. I mean, that's got great weather.
I
I
like
think
the idea of Hawaii a lot, but I don't like the idea of all my food costing a lot because it has to be flown in.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. There's a lot, you know. But I also, when I was in Waikiki, um, there were lots of homeless people, and I was like, why are there all these homeless people here? And the concierge at the hotel said, well, if you were homeless, wouldn't you want to be homeless in Hawaii? Because
Good point.
I mean, the weather is always perfect. You don't have to worry about the cold. You don't have to worry about the heat. You got nothing but tourists, in, at least in Waikiki, that are going to throw money at you all the time. Um, so, yeah, it's it. I could be homeless in Waikiki. You know, there are worse places to be. So, that's my final answer. Hawaii. I'm going to Hawaii. If North Carolina closes up, says Trump's wall goes all the way around North Carolina, they kick me out, I'm headed to Hawaii. There you go.
I feel absolutely terrible when I see people homeless here. Like in summer, it's not awful. I mean, it's not an added awful,
Mhm.
and in fall, it's not an added awful. But the spring isn't that kind, and the winter, it's rough being outside in the winter. Um, Especially over the last few years, we seem to be getting a bit less snow, but definitely more severe cold.
Mhm. I don't know where I'm moving. I just moved. I guess Texas, North Carolina is not a bad option, I have to say. Um, both Carolinas would be okay. Texas would be okay. Kind of like the idea of California, but not so much into the whole worrying about earthquakes. Not thinking I would be okay with that.
You don't worry about earthquakes. You live with earthquakes. They're just always there. You know,
Well,
that's what I
yeah.
hear.
I had a friend in Chicago who was living in the Loop. He had just this ridiculously cheap apartment, and the first time that I stayed there, you could hear the train go by, and you could feel it shake everything. And
Oh, wow.
so how often does that come by? He goes, so often that you won't notice it by the end of the weekend. And I thought, yeah, that's probably a good description.
Wow. So, yeah, I guess I'm going with Texas. I don't know. It's a big state. Surely you can find some place there that I would want to be. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm still here, by the way. My dog was whining, and I was tired of hearing it.
I liked North Carolina a lot. I would gladly go. Washington State would be just fine. There are parts of New York that I really, really enjoyed. I would not mind living in Ithaca. I There are other parts of New York that I didn't like as much, but that was a cool town. I mean, there were different things depending on who you saw there, but as far as just the location, just the landscape, climate, and things to do, that was a good place.
Tybee Island might be cool. My parents lived there long before I was a twinkle in daddy's eye. So,
Where?
um, oh, you probably don't know that expression.
Yeah, that means before she was born. That's what
No,
that
no, 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 no. I get that part. You said some island.
Tybee Island. It's in South Carolina. I mean, it's in Georgia. It's at the Georgia South Carolina border. It's near Savannah and Charleston.
Okay. No, the twinkle.
In daddy's eye, yeah.
Yes, it's an expression I haven't heard, but I
You
think I'll be
understood
able
it.
to figure that one out by context well enough.
Gotcha.
Uh, What's your favorite brand of cereal? Says Luftwaffe, VC reactionary leader.
Hmm. Currently, my favorite is going to be Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Of course, for some reason, my wife prefers the Walmart generic, as my dog launches my tongue. Yeah, so we do the Walmart generic Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's my favorite so far. I mean, recently. But I wouldn't turn down a nice bowl of Fruit Loops or Lucky Charms.
Hmm.
Good healthy breakfast, yes.
I'm not much of a cereal eater anymore. I don't know. I guess Chex or something like that. Even when I was a cereal eater, I'm not a sweet cereal eater. So
That's boring. What are you, an adult or something? What good is that?
do you know what my
Cereal.
favorite cereal as a kid was? Product 19.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
It's basically flakes that are fortified with iron. It tasted like iron.
Well, as a kid, my favorite was Cracklin' Oat Bran, and had no idea what bran did to you. And so, like a couple of years ago, I saw it and I thought, oh, that was so good. I'm gonna get some of that. And I had a bowl. Let's just say Cracklin' Oat Bran is different at 44 years old than it is at 14 years old.
I'm sure.
It was a rough week for not only me but for the rest of the family. So it was tough.
That's awesome.
I'm not a huge cereal eater. My older daughter loves cereal, and she is the only one in our family who really eats cereal. But there is this one kind that Kellogg makes, and I only know about it because our close friends here, he works for Kellogg, and so he brings home these different kinds of things, and it's like this. It's shaped like I don't know. Imagine if you had Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's about that size, but it's like puffed up, and then the inside is filled with either chocolate or peanut butter.
Ooh.
And it's great, and it's exactly the right ratio, and that's good. I'll find the name. Julie will know.
I want to say, I think I've seen it advertised. Is it called Crave?
I don't know.
Oh,
I've
seen something. I've seen ads for something that looks like what you're describing called Crave.
I wouldn't know it if I heard it, but
Gotcha.
But she'll be here, and then she'll tell you. She's much better with names.
Julie's good like that.
I teach
Crave cereal. Does that look familiar?
It could be.
I've never heard of such a monster. So, I mean, it looks like it.
Well, and it helps that Kellogg is headquartered very close to us. Like it's.
Hey, Ron, I have a question about your dog.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it a Maltese or a Maltipoo, or I only got a brief glimpse a while ago?
Come here. It is a golden doodle.
That is a very tiny golden doodle.
Yes, she is a petite golden doodle.
Aww. I see.
Don't tell me why I put her on the counter. She is about 17 pounds.
Aww.
And she is hypoallergenic. Ironically, she's more allergic than the rest of the family. So yeah. She's allergic to something and continues to chew on her paws. So she's got bloody paws and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's like a perfect dog. So she's 1/4 golden, 3/4 poodle, and some of that poodle is miniature poodle.
Cool. So, yeah, my poodle was allergic to a lot of stuff and would chew on paws too. So.
Yeah, she's 17 pounds, but a full grown golden doodle will be about 80.
Yeah.
So I'm not having that in my house.
Uh-uh.
So
And she probably has little enough golden in her that you don't have the digging problem, because that's a big
no,
issue with golden
but
doodles a lot of times.
she's a princess. She doesn't like going out in the yard.
Oh.
You have to actually put her in the grass to pee. So you'll send her out and she'll play on the deck, and then she'll come back and she's like, "Oh, you wanted me to use the bathroom? Well, why didn't you say so?" So you have to actually put her in the grass. I have gone outside and she's pooped on the driveway before because she didn't want to go in the grass.
We had a cockapoo like that growing up, although it didn't actually go to the bathroom anywhere else. It would go out, run around the yard, and come back, and you're laughing at the term cockapoo. I'm assuming it's a cocker spaniel poodle mix. Anyway.
Golden poo. Like, oh man.
Yeah, insert joke there, right?
Oh, anyway, but yes, Patches would go out to the yard and come back in and have done nothing outside except for run around and then come in, and yeah, not an easy dog to train.
But Molly's a great dog. Great dog. Puts up with everything from the kids. So I can't complain, but so much.
Good. Well, she's a cutie.
Yes.
Sorry, I totally interrupted the train of thought.
That is quite all right. What is the next? Let's see. Appears that CPA SWR. How do you pronounce that?
CPA is the profession.
Yeah, and I think SWR is initials, but I could be wrong.
Okay, well, that guy and Rebel Fury 76 are meeting for dinner. Discuss. So, and Guyton would love to have a beer with either or both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had any
I
problems
think
with
it would
either
be
of them.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of goes along well with a question that someone asked somewhere else. Have you ever actually met a show of hand or outside of the app or in real life? And thanks to Guyton, I have. So he came to visit. I'm still waiting on you, Susan.
Yeah, well, I guess I should have stopped by. I actually stopped and had dinner with Okie and his family on my way through.
On your way through?
When I was driving from Alabama to here, he lives in Oklahoma City.
Oh, well, there you go. Okie, that makes sense.
Sorry, I just assumed that you knew he was in Oklahoma. Yes.
And Guyton, I know Julie has met several of the ladies.
Yeah, Julie has met Ima and Aylin. We have also met a vegetarian. We had gone on a trip up to Wisconsin and realized we were going to drive right through where she lived.
Oh, wow.
On the way back, so that was cool.
Petal messaged me today and is hoping to come down and visit me in December. So
cool.
And K41 also messaged me today, just before we started, as a matter of fact, and is hoping to visit me in January.
You're going to need a bigger place.
I know.
You're the one in January. I just I saw her say in that other one that hopefully by the end of January she can say that she's met someone else from the app, and so I suggested it should be us because we don't live very far from her.
Who?
Kay.
Oh, Kay. Okay.
Yeah, we live a pretty short train ride from her.
Oh, okay.
So, and it looks like we're going to try and get together sometime soon.
Awesome.
Okay, so new question.
Yeah.
Of all of the people on show of hands, you get to meet someone tomorrow. Who do you want to meet? Someone that you haven't already met.
Madge.
Cool.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
I don't even know what she looks like because she always did the picture when she was on.
Oh, Julie met her too.
Oh, Julie's no good at this game. She's met everybody.
I know, but
Yeah, Julie's no fun. What the
this is
hell?
how it is. We don't live in the same place where she went to high school, and even even here, we run into people all the time. It's like, oh yeah, I went to high school with them. Oh, I met them like 5 years ago in such and such, and I'm pretty convinced she knows a good portion of the population of the world, and they've managed to distribute themselves uniformly so that even when we're in Columbus, oh, we met um, Cat G also,
Wow.
um, so that even if we're in Columbus, she'll run into two people that she knows from back when. It's crazy.
Well, I guess I will be meeting Gonzo Boy. He is actually in the area, not too far away, and we are planning to meet at some point. So
That would be cool. Yeah, I think I'd have to go with Susan R.
that would be fun. And you know, she's video shy. I keep trying to get her to do this with us.
We've
Yeah, and I
talked
know
about very briefly about getting together. Um, there's a certain competition, art competition, kind of nearby us, and she used to live in this area. So,
well, I know she's watching because she texted me about taking my pants off. So
hey,
That's
there
awesome.
you go. Yeah. Um, so anyway, yeah, Susan would be mine. I think we'd have a we. I don't think there has ever been someone who's more different than I am, but I get along with better. It's just we work well together, even though we've had incredibly different histories and we different beliefs, and um, it's just I think it'd be a lot of fun to hang out with her for dinner.
I agree. I like her too.
And tell you what, Susan, since you're watching, if you ever come to town and we have dinner, I guarantee I'll put it on Instagram. How about that? See?
There
oh,
you go, because she's always trying to get you on Instagram.
Yeah, there you go. Um, a vegetarian asked, "Do you like Pop Tarts with butter?" Pop
I,
Tarts with butter? You mean like putting butter on Pop Tarts? Is that a thing?
I've never heard of this.
I've never heard of this. Of course, I don't eat a lot of Pop Tarts, I must admit.
Oh
Never
well,
have.
we're strong Pop Tart eaters because it fits well with our healthy breakfast motif that we have at our house. But if Pop Tarts good, butter good, Pop Tarts with butter, it's got to be good.
Yeah, I mean, isn't everything better with butter or bacon? I mean, aren't those the rules?
Bacon Pop Tarts. Now that's $1 million idea right there. Bacon Pop Tarts. Mm-mm.
I've
That
never
would be good.
tried Pop Tarts with butter. You know what? Um, veg, that'll be my thing for next week. I
Yeah.
will make sure we have Pop Tarts, and I will try Pop Tarts with butter.
Now
There
the
you
question is,
go.
there's so many varieties of Pop Tarts. Does one Pop Tart go better with butter than the next? I mean, is it better with the strawberry Pop Tart instead of the s'mores Pop Tart, or the Oreo Pop Tart instead of the cookie Pop Tart?
I don't think I would want to try it with the s'mores one. I I don't particularly like marshmallows, and
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to make a little note on this on the off chance that she's not actually watching. So, um, please advise as to type of Pop Tart goes best with butter. Okay. All right. We'll see what she says.
cool.
You want to hit Jenna's
List.
question?
Yeah, I think we honestly still have Jenna questions from last week too.
Yeah. Okay. Were you bullied as a youth or as an adult, I guess? But so have you ever been bullied?
As an adult, but not as a youth.
Hmm.
Former coworker.
How do you bully an adult? You're just an ass to him, or what? How does that work?
It was a very small office, and she was the best friend of our boss. So the boss would not reprimand her at all. So she would pretty much convince everyone to gang up on you, ostracize you, and her name was Judy, and one coworker called it the Judy go round because pretty much everybody got their turn at being the person that she chose to ostracize and bully and make you feel like scum of the earth, that kind of thing. But,
Well, little does Judy know, but you just called her out on Show of Hands Hangout, so that's for her.
yeah, well.
Don't mess with Susan. She'll totally call your rear end out, and people all over the country will know that you're a bully. So there. That's pretty awesome. How about you, Firefly? Were you the bullier or the bullyee?
I moved around a lot as a kid, so I was very often the new kid. Once in a while, in a new town, I would get bullied for about half a day. I was also a bit of a scrapper and a lot more angry then. And I have never been bullied by the same people for more than half a day. There's smoke going on. Yeah, here, jump in.
Come on in, Julie. Evidently you ran from the gym.
Shut up, Ron. Are you saying it's because it took me a while to get here?
No. I would never say something.
Somebody showed up.
What?
I know.
Why?
I don't know.
Julie has a running partner who can be counted on to pretty frequently make excuses for why she's not showing up on any particular day.
I mean,
Ah.
in her defense,
her defense, it would be much easier to just say, no, I'm not going.
In her defense, she graduated the year that I was born. So, whatever.
Oh.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Julie.
So I look like a hot mess. Yippee!
You look cute. You always look cute.
Julie, just so you know, in case you want to partake, today is pants optional hangout.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you feel led, in honor of Susan R., we are pants optional. So.
Oh, that's how I live most of my day.
Yeah.
I don't have to leave.
So
what are we on?
We are asking right now, were you bullied as a youth?
Nope. I don't know if I was. I think I wasn't. I don't think I was paying attention enough to. No.
Hey, what's that cereal that that the men's have? That one that's like chocolate or peanut butter or anything.
Oh, the squares?
Yeah.
Kellogg makes it. It's whatever Kellogg makes this peanut butter.
Is it called Crave with a K?
No, but they do make one that's filled with chocolate. It's not the peanut butter one. That one you're talking about has actual like made with Jif or some crap. Oh. Why?
that's a terrible slogan.
I know, right?
Made with Jif.
Hello, cereal made with Jif or some crap. You know?
Yeah.
Very true.
Someone's gonna lose their job over that. I'm sure of it.
I wonder what it looks like. It's just called Jif. That's all it's called. I mean,
They don't use the word crap at all?
Huh.
no.
Wow, that's a disappointment.
Right?
Your
Yeah.
phone case is cute.
See, Everybody wants to give me crap about Panda, but Panda is awesome, and it tells me answers to things. It's fantastic. Can we? Oh, this is what the cereal. This is horrible. Horrible. What am I doing?
It's okay. Oh, cool.
There, and then it. I don't know, and it's nice because it's unlike Captain Crunch or Peanut Butter Crunch. It doesn't cut up your mouth, so you can have delicious peanut butter cereal and still.
What kind of thick razor blade cereal are you eating over there?
You guys have never had like the peanut butter crunch or like the Captain Crunch and it like tears up your mouth? No?
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah,
I don't do sweet cereals, so.
It's the cereal equivalent of Legos on the floor. It's bad.
It's horrible.
Oh, ouch.
Not good.
I have stepped on Legos. Don't have any kids, but I have stepped on Legos.
It's like this, and I think part of it is it's just so horribly surprising, you know, because you're not thinking, oh, I'm going to step on some Legos today, and then you step on it, and you're like, good gravy, what just happened to me? Bad.
In the name of all that's good and holy, what did I say?
Oh, good. So I wanted to explain myself, Ron, with all the things that we sent you.
Panda.
See, Mama Panda. I'll take it. I like it. What is that? Beautiful. Oh, got it. So, are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it? You gonna open your?
Oh, and have you ever tried Pop-Tarts with butter?
No.
That crazy person who suggested it.
Why would you do that, Aved?
I don't know, but Guyton already said that you guys were going to do that next week. So, moving on.
Wait. Aved, is this like on a raw Pop-Tart, or are you gonna toast it first?
Well, hold on. I asked, and she said frosted kinds of Pop-Tarts. She prefers cherry.
Yes, that's
just toasted, warmed up, and butter on them.
Okay, I'm gonna let him do it.
I'll give it a shot.
We have Pop-Tarts.
Oh,
and speaking of giving it a shot.
Oh, there you go.
Sriracha mayo.
Yeah, so I got the sriracha mayo. If you watched last week, my homework was to buy some of this and to try it. So I had prepared some leftover Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets.
Ooh, that would be delicious on that.
Yeah,
well done.
What I was thinking. So I got a whiff of it, so it feels like there's some spice. So I do have my drink ready. So I hope this is an adequate amount. You know, much unlike the Vegemite. So
unlike the Vegemite.
It kind of tastes like the shrimp sauce at Japanese places.
Kinda. It should be a little spicier than that.
But it's got a heck of a kick to it. So, yeah.
It's good flavor.
It is, but it's like you don't see that kick coming, and I'm assuming that's from the sriracha.
Oh
yes, the mayo. So, yeah, that's good.
See, so it's a win.
Yeah, sure, it's a win. Hey, of the things that I've tried on Hangout, it's delicious. We'll put it that way. Comparatively, I could survive on this. I'm not sure that I think I'd just go ahead and kill myself with the Vegemite. So
I think the Vegemite might just kill you because it has so much sodium in it. It would probably just dehydrate you, and then you would. Yeah.
It might.
Absolutely.
So,
so you also have a box of tricks.
That's true. That's right. I do have a box. I received a box this week. Let me get a knife.
Okay, I have a question while he's doing that. Sriracha mayo. I've never had it. I've had sriracha. I've had mayo. Is there a difference in the sriracha mayo than like if you took the two and combined them?
I don't think so. We haven't ever bought sriracha mayo, but we've definitely just combined the two at home.
Okay, I was just curious.
It was right. I would guess about just hitting the ratio, right? You know.
Right.
At the Walmart, it was right next to each other, and the mayo looked more tasty than the other. So that's why I went with the mayo.
That's because you're sissy.
You just called me out. Okay.
That's for what it's worth. That's what Susan R just said too.
Yeah, I'm right. I got your back, Susan, and I'm still wearing pants though.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I am
I'm
too.
not. So
Ron's the only one that's not.
I think Ron has just declared this and is hiding behind Susan R because she's never gonna come on here and defend herself against that. So
that's true. Okay, so do I open my box of
oh yeah.
Look, there's like a lot of stuff in here.
See, I was trying to send you a nice assortment, and I also tried to send you things that I thought that you would enjoy, so that you're not like Korean snacks are weird. Okay, so that is one of my favorites, and it's kind of weird. You just because you think it's savory, but then it turns sweet, but then it changes, and you keep eating them because you're like, I don't understand what's happening right now.
The first one's kind of weird, but by the time you get to about the 8th one, which is about 3 seconds later.
Yeah.
Well, you sent me about 10 of them, so that's
yeah. Well, I thought maybe you would share with your family.
I don't love my children enough to do that. Okay.
That's cool. Hey, you can give them the ones that you don't like. So if you don't like, these are called bin bin crackers. And so if you don't like the bin bin, first of all, you're wrong. And then second of all, just tell them that you're trying to culture your children and say, children, you need to try these. It's for good.
We'll have like a taste test.
Yeah.
Me tomorrow.
And diversity education.
Yeah. Meiji, is that more?
Those are just panda treats. Have you had they're like little koalas that are filled? I think those are chocolate ones.
Okay, kind of like animal crackers?
Kind of. Do you remember?
You can just open those up and have a couple.
You'd like, those are yum. I can get the box and show you what they look like, but.
Oh, so they're like little puffy things, and the panda is.
Yeah, and then there's chocolate in the inside. So there's like vanilla or strawberry.
Yeah,
and
I can pretty much guarantee the kids aren't getting any of that. Okay, that's all adult food. Christmas. I feel like I'm opening up my stocking. Okay.
A weird Korean candy. Oh yeah, have you never had those mixed Asian crackery bits?
No. Is it like a Chex Mix type of deal?
Yeah. It's like a Korean version of Chex Mix.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Oh, and these look good. I don't know what that is. Oh, sriracha peas.
Now,
oh my.
So now you're going to have to man up and just like eat them for real, because I just thought I would let you know that our 3-year-old eats them.
Oh. So are you saying you want it now? You want me to eat it now?
You can try them. They're very yum.
Okay.
I like wasabi peas, but I've never had sriracha peas.
Yeah, sriracha, I mean, wasabi, that's really yum. And Nora really likes those as well. But the sriracha ones they're just kind of garlicky. They're like spicy garlic. They're delicious.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So.
I'd totally send you one too, but I don't know if that's creepy to you.
No, that's not creepy.
That's definitely different.
It's definitely different. That face.
So they're
you just eat chocolate.
Whatever.
Those are actually green peas.
Yeah, they're peas that are covered in the sriracha.
Yeah, I was not expecting actual peas. I was expecting like a little crunch or something. Ugh. Okay, that one was not my favorite. But it looks like they've frozen. Whew, so before they get back, don't try that at home. That is not for the faint of heart.
That's awesome.
Wow. Yeah, what is this? There's something inside the pouch, like normally you'd find in a shoe that says "Do not eat," and it's inside these peas. So, whew. Okay, yeah, we're gonna put those way over there.
You can share those with your kids.
Yeah, the kids are welcome to have any of that they want. Wow, that's awesome. Are they coming back? Because I don't want to go back to my box and get more stuff. If I
don't know. They froze, didn't they?
They're probably still talking to us. No, don't realize that.
They're probably so.
Oh wow. Whoo! I'm not a pea person. That was a cruel joke. So,
that's hilarious.
Okay. Well, while we're waiting on them to come back, Oh, Susan says that my sauce was cheating because
Um,
it wasn't the actual sauce. But Susan, just so you know, when I was at Walmart, I did text Guyton and I asked him if I knew that this was cheating, but was this acceptable? And he said that it was acceptable. So, whew, I'm still trying to get over those peas. So I did ask for permission before I whisked out and got the mayo.
if the peas are doing that to you, I don't think you could have handled the straight sriracha.
Well, no, there's a strong pea aftertaste with that.
Oh
piece.
yeah, yeah.
And it's kind of like
that's true with wasabi peas as well.
It's okay. It's kind of like I got a bite of ice cream that my wife had, and it had something on top. I thought it was caramel. It was peanut butter. Okay. Peanut butter I love, but not when you're expecting caramel. So when I'm not a big fan of peas to begin with, but when you're expecting some type of cracker type of deal, and then you have a pea taste,
right?
That's just a cruel joke right there.
That is funny.
Okay. So anyway, Susan, I'm sorry that I cheated, but I did. I've doubled up because I've had the peas now. Okay. So, okay, let's see. While we're waiting on them to come back, let's hope they come back.
Yeah.
Because I've got like a whole box here that I want to finish up. Do you enjoy Jenna? Do you enjoy peanut butter?
I don't.
What?
I like peanut butter in peanut butter cups, but that's it. I can eat it. I've just never been a fan.
Oh, like before I go to the gym, I just get me a big old spoonful of peanut butter and just chunk it right down. Give me some milk and some peanut butter. That's good stuff.
They used to laugh at me as a kid because I would be at my best friend's house and her mom would want to fix us peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and I didn't eat peanut butter. So I ate jelly sandwiches at her house.
Well, that's no way to take all the good stuff out of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Yeah, so. my best friend's son was allergic to peanut butter for years and just never developed a taste for it. And my wife, being the pediatrician, informed them he's probably not still allergic to peanut butter.
Right.
Because he'd had some things with peanut butter and didn't have a reaction. And he's also diabetic. And so my wife was saying peanut butter would be a great bedtime snack.
Wow.
And so we made him try the peanut butter and he didn't like it. So it's very sad. But how old were you when you started having romantic relationships?
Well, I think I've even said it on here before. My first kiss and first boyfriend was in kindergarten, and we were together for 2 years. So I guess that qualifies as a relationship. Yeah,
I'll go with that. My daughter is in the 9th grade, and she informed a boy when they were in kindergarten that he was her boyfriend. Mm. And he stayed that way until he finally realized in 3rd or 4th grade that he didn't have to do everything she said.
Oh.
And so he kind of broke her heart. Basically, he quit doing what she wanted him to do. And he left the school and ended up being homeschooled. But this week, he came back to the school. And so she is getting heckled a lot by her friends. But I can tell that she still has those little heart flutters every time she walks in the room.
Those butterflies.
And so it's fun to watch her go through this, because now that she's, busting through the door of womanhood, she's back in kindergarten. She just knew what she wanted. Now she doesn't know what she wants.
Right.
But she is, but she feels the hormones going, and she knows she wants something.
Right.
So I'm taking solace in the fact that he's not giving her the time of day. So I'm happy about that.
That's awesome. Well, Tommy and I really, it wasn't about anybody bossing anybody around. It was about kissing.
Oh, you just like kissing on him?
And vice versa, apparently. And we He defended me when we played tag and that kind of stuff because we always played boys versus girls, and he would defend me or I would defend him depending on who was chasing, whether the boys were chasing or the girls were. Yeah, that was